Oh shoot, am I on live? There's something about when you turn on a camera and somebody is behind you. But we are waiting for Leo. We are waiting for Leo. There she is. Can't even barely see myself.
Oh, are we this way?
Woo! Hold on. I don't even
Get
know.
connected.
You know what I
Get
was
connected.
thinking? I'm thinking like, should we like, let me see. I think I should do this. Because when we upload this on Instagram, it's this way. And it's been,
Huh?
I don't know for your videos, but for my videos on Instagram, it ain't been like this. So when I edit this, I could easily flip us around for YouTube.
This
I hope.
way?
I hope. Yeah. So that way when we upload on Instagram, it's like the right way.
You mean on YouTube?
Well, this is for Instagram. Have you noticed when we're uploading on Instagram how our face are
Oh,
like sideways?
you know, it's been sideways. Yeah, I guess I don't pay attention because Instagram's like the redheaded stepchild. No, that's Facebook. Oh God, we got some light.
Ooh, it's hot. It's just so weird, like how when
All
you
right.
turn on the camera and you're in a public place and then somebody just decides to just look at you and sit down and get comfortable. That's what's happening right now. And we should pray about it.
We're gonna
Make sure.
pray, but we also finna bless them with the word. If they want to get it, they gonna get it. Okay.
They may need it.
All right. So welcome. I think we're on day 6. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna end up forgetting these days. I'm
Hold
already perceiving. So I'm
on,
gonna
because
just
my
start.
day was day 5 that I just posted. I put day 5.
You put day 5.
Yeah.
I think we did day 5 yesterday
Well, hopefully it don't take nothing
because
to
I
edit that out.
had the odd days.
You do have the odd days.
Well, it don't matter anymore. We're just gonna go by the chapters.
Yeah.
So we're on chapter 8 in Genesis, and I got a Chi-Chi. Say hi, Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi. And I thought Chi-Chi.
Okay. So we're in chapter 8 of Genesis. And just to sum everything up, so we've experienced Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and all the generations past and all the murder that was going on in those generations. God had separated himself from all those generations. Then Noah comes up, and Noah is supposed to be the fresh of breath air for humanity. And instead of being a fresh of breath air, Noah literally is like takes away the air from humanity, actually, because God gives him a prophecy and tells him that he's gonna just drown everybody else. Like, forget them folks.
Yeah.
Literally, God is the epiphany of forget them folks.
That man. Oh, go ahead.
But bless you.
Thank you.
But
Ooh.
so we're getting into chapter 8. Before we start, let's go ahead and pray. Chi, you want to lead the prayer?
That man must have not needed that message because he on skedaddles.
Yeah, good thing.
Boy.
All right. You want to lead the prayer?
Yeah. Divine Mother and Father, Spirit Guides, God, thank you so much for allowing us to be here in this space right now to spread the word, to spread your message. We are very thankful for that. We're thankful, to be alive today, to have another day. And we're thankful for everything that we have in our lives. And I pray that anyone who needs uplifting and needs that extra energy of love and, feeling like they're not alone, to give them that. And I also, hope that anybody who's watching this can take one thing from this lesson or this reading, to kind of think about and apply it in their own lives, or trying to shift some type of mindset. Um, Anything that you would like to add, Leo?
Lord, I just pray that you bless this word today and the ears that hear it, and reaffirming, as Riah just said, that we're able to take the lesson from this, so that we can learn the wisdom of your word. In Jesus' name,
Amen. Thank you, universe.
amen.
Okay.
Let me share this real quick because I see a prompt to share video. So I'm going to just select some folks that are on Instagram right now. Let's see. Oh,
I wonder
it's
what
not a whole
happens.
lot of people on, so I'm just going to select everybody on this list.
Okay, maybe right here. Yeah. I can't barely see myself when I'm facing that side. The sun don't wait for nobody. Ooh.
Amen.
I hope you guys enjoy the view and the scenery out here. I wish I can say it feels as good as it looks, but when I tell you it's a little too hot, it's a little too hot.
Oh, you've just been out there for too long.
Yeah, but it's nice to be out here, though. It is, even though they try to cook us.
Yeah.
They try to cook
So I just
us.
opened up the Bible app, and they must have did some updates because it looks different.
Ooh,
Yeah.
spicing it up.
Mhm. But, okay. I'm gonna just get into it. So, like we said, we just talked about the flood and how God flooded, how it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and it stayed flooded on the earth for 150 days, right?
Yeah.
So, and then it says, this is the English Standard Version, by the way.
Yeah.
So it says, but God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind. Oh yeah, sorry. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the water subsided. Um, okay. Huh. So okay. So I just observed. So after that 150 days, it was like a windstorm,
Oh,
and that windstorm pretty much cleared out all that water.
some strong wind.
Yeah. Um, and then it says, the fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed. The rain from the heavens were restrained, and the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days, the waters had abated. I don't know that word.
What's the word? Yeah, I probably don't know it either.
Abated. And
Yeah.
in the 7th month, on the 17th day of that month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Aratat. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of that month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So it goes. So there's some numbers, numbers that popped up again, and it's the 7th month on the 17th day. That's when the water started raining. So it sounds like a whole year has gone by now.
Mm. So that's a
On the
quite a
7th month and the 17th day. That's when it first started raining. So on the 7th month and the 17th day, that's when the ark came to rest on the mountains of Aratat. So that's that on that day, that's when the boat stopped floating in the water and actually rested on some land
Mm-hmm.
on the top of a mountain.
Okay.
And then
Boy,
I want to do some research real quick, because I need to know what this word is.
these
Uh,
bugs is relentless out here. My goodness. Ugh. What do you name of them things? Them crawly things?
the creepy crawlers.
The creepy crawlers, boy.
Oh, I think I said the word wrong.
Oh.
I think it's a bait.
A bait.
Yeah. So a bait means cause to become smaller or less intense, lessen, reduce, or remove.
Hmm.
Okay. So the waters are becoming smaller, removing off the earth. Okay. Do you have any comments off of that?
I don't yet,
Okay.
but I'm glad that we know the word definition. Yes, we should always look up something that we do not know.
Okay. Well, I'll say one more thing. So they finally landed on some type of land on the top of a mountain at 7 months, and it took uh 10 months. No, and then on the 10th month, on the first day of the month, what? I'm confused. It says that the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest
Shit.
on the mountains of Aratat, and then the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day, the tops of the mountains were seen. Oh, oh, huh. So I wonder how deep this ark was then, because
Mm.
if it rested, it must have came on some land and rested, but it was still in the water. And it took 7, 8, 9. It took 3 more months before the top of that land started becoming seen.
Mm.
So I'm gonna say it sounds like 3 months of heavy winds of trying to clear out some of that water. Anyways,
Okay.
at the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and she returned to him to the ark. Um, for
Hmm.
the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he set forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So no one knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him anymore.
Oh.
So,
Huh. So they don't know yet. Like they're sending the dove out the outside of the boat to go and see if it's safe for them to come out.
yeah. So it says he first sent the raven, and the raven went to and fro until the waters dried up from the earth. So he sent the raven first to kind of see the waters going down closer to the earth. I think until the waters dried up. And then he sent the dove to see if there was anywhere that they could like find land to survive. That's kind of what I'm understanding. And the first time the dove went out, it was still like a lot of like the waters probably was down low off the earth, but it was probably still like wet and mushy, and everything was still dead.
Mm.
So they couldn't go out on the earth yet.
Yeah.
And the second time the dove went out, she brought an olive. leaf or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, freshly plucked olive leaf. So that's to tell that the ground, the nature is starting to grow back. You okay?
These flies are relentless. I don't understand, but we just try to get through this. That is interesting. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I think the third time that she went back and she never came back is probably because she found a place for her to be able to live on the
I was
land.
just gonna say it sounds like too like she wants them to come off the boat now, and that's basically her sign, like for her not
Yeah.
back and like come see for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So then it says, in the 601st, in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds and animals and every creepy thing that crawls on the earth, that they may swarm the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wives and his sons' wives, his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creepy thing, every bird, everything that moved on the earth went out by families from the ark. So, so it took them, it sounded like it took them, so, because all of this started happening when Noah was 500 years, and it took it a whole year for them to be able to get back on the land. That's what it sounded like.
Took them how long?
It sounded like it took a whole year from
Okay.
from the process of the land being flooded, the land being flooded for all those months, the land being dried out, and the land starting to regrow and reproduce itself. It sounded like it took a whole year before from the time that they got in the boat, from the time they were able to leave the boat, a whole year.
What also came to mind too, this was like before when you were reading, it was a crow, right? The first
A
bird. Oh,
raven.
a raven, but they're like blackbirds, right?
Mm-hmm.
A raven, and then a dove is like pure white, ain't it?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Just had me thinking of like light and dark, like like a
That's
simple.
an interesting observation. I'm glad you pointed that out, because that goes back to the beginning where the darkness goes out first and then the light. First there's darkness and then there's
Right, that's
light. So,
why they always say you got to go through the darkness to get to the light or get
yeah.
through it, right? Or good things happen. Like what? There's once you get through that darkness, there's good things coming. Like I don't know the exact line. You probably know. You can think of it.
Well, I feel like that's kind of reads into, like, you can't have light without darkness. Because if there was no darkness, how can you tell it's light?
True. True. True.
Interesting. Interesting. Thank you for bringing that point up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now God has a covenant with Noah. And it says, "Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intentions of man's heart is evil. Wait, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease." So this is interesting. This is part of that. This is part of what I was telling you about before. You know, people say God used a rainbow to make a statement that He'll never flood the earth again.
Yeah.
This don't say nothing about no rainbow.
Girl, I was gonna say I never heard that line. I'm like, you could be right. Maybe it could be, but I ain't never heard that line at all.
I've heard it a few times throughout my youth, and I think a few earlier this year somebody said that to me.
I think the
So
only thing is more so like good things lie at the end of the rainbow. That's about it.
yeah. Well, what it says is after all of that, Noah's back on land. He built an altar for the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. So he took a part of these animals. I don't know how, maybe like feathers and fur, I would think, I would hope, feathers and fur off of these animals and just burnt it. And the Lord liked that aroma.
Oh.
Yeah, it says, and the Lord smelt the pleasing aroma, and the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intentions of man's heart. For the intentions of man's heart is evil from his youth. So that's literally saying that we were born into sin. So he's not gonna ever curse us again because we were born that way.
Oh, because like that goes again with that line, like we have like good and like everybody has that good and bad in them or something. Like you were
I
saying
think
with him when he was created, like he has good and bad in him. So when he created us, like we have a little bit of that inside of us as well.
mm-hmm.
And then I think it just goes more so like that's where your morals and your values kind of shine a spotlight to overthrow any bad and just be the best version of you,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know what, real quick, this also just got this thing in my head. Like any shows or even kids' little shows or little movies, like they have this whole anchor and it's like, let's see if she's good or bad. Like an anchor and a balance with the way.
You
The
mean
way
like with good characters and bad characters?
yeah, like I think specifically there was from the Willy Wonka, I think. And they had the measuring tape, the measuring thing, and it was like, let's see if she's a good one or a bad. And then
Oh.
it weighs it. But I'm saying that's in a lot of little kids stuff for analogy. Like they do that a lot. So.
Well, they probably put a lot in kids' analogies too, because you like it says, where we have that sin within us in our youth already. We're kind of born with it. So I feel like too, they probably put that in kids' face because, like, now we have a choice and an option on. So we have both of those available to us. We have access to both good and bad. It's like the dream I was telling you about, which I'm going to make a video about later. So I ain't going to give too much detail, but it's like, we have access to like the good wolf and the bad wolf, right? And you can choose whichever wolf you're going to feed, right? So whichever one you're going to get closer to, whether you get closer to the good wolf or the bad wolf, you
Yeah.
know. And it is like a balance.
Okay.
That's kind of how I perceive it.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm sorry if y'all can hear this big old fire truck. For some reason, he just pulled up beside me over here.
It's okay. We heard it going off, but it's quiet now.
That actually wasn't that. That was something way in the distance. But I don't know
Oh,
what happened. I mean, girl, I'm by a gym, so somebody could have
uh-oh.
had an issue. But okay.
Well, that was chapter 8. Should I go into chapter 9?
Yeah, we definitely have time.
Okay. I'll go into chapter 9. Genesis chapter 9.
Oop.
So it says, and God blessed Noah Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the heaven, upon everything that creeps on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon. Oh, okay. So he's saying, be fruitful and multiply. Everything on the earth is going to be afraid of man, pretty much.
Everything
Every
on earth?
That's what it says. Every living thing on earth it shall uh, fear or dread to be around man.
Why he say that though?
I don't know. It just says, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast on the earth, and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps on the ground, and all the
Okay.
fish of the sea. Oh,
Maybe he just wanted
oh,
the animals to be alert
he's
or something.
saying, onto your hands they are delivered. So, um, onto your hands they are delivered. Now I want to look up this word delivered real quick, because I'm sure it's got
Deeper meaning.
some some symbolism rather than what it means. Bring and to hand over, to
Ooh.
provide. So to provide. I think that's going back to what he was saying earlier about you should have dominion over the land. When he was talking to Adam in the garden, like, this is your space to domain. Now
Oh,
he's talking to Noah and saying, all these animals, these are your domain. You can rule over them. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
but he still wanted those animals to be on alert. Like it. I don't know, but
Well, I could see that, to be on alert for man, like,
I I wonder if he said that though because of that whole thing with the good and bad. Like he doesn't know exactly what a person's gonna do, like as far as generations gonna start. So he's like, just animals, just be on alert as you're like minding your business and doing whatever. Just so I don't know, like a
yeah.
warning to the animals. But that we'll see. I'm curious to know what's gonna happen though as we continue reading because I'm just curious because that's almost like if they're gonna be on alert, that would mean like they're a threat. So it's like it sounds like eventually, do he know like we're gonna start consuming these animals? Like that's what's in my head.
That's what it kind of sounds like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it does say, onto your hands they are delivered. So I was kind of thinking that too. Like, if they're delivered, like, these are the animals, either we can use them with us or against us somehow. Like, they're a resource,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it also tells me too, like I can kind of see that, but also like in our hands they are delivered, meaning like hunter gatherers, like
Mm-hmm.
hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Use your hands.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
It says, every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. Oh, okay, there you go.
Girl. Oh my god. Uh,
It says, every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything.
that's
But
crazy.
you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is its blood. And for your life, and for your lifeblood, I will require a reckoning. From every beast, I will require it, and from man, from his fellow man, I will require a reckoning for the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. And you be fruitful and multiply, increase greatly on the earth, and multiply in it. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back and understand this because that was a
Yeah, I was
lot.
like, I wish I could reread the paragraph.
It says, and as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. So okay, so before they was just eating plants. Now they're able to eat plants and animals and fish and whatever else they can find that they can eat.
Mm-hmm.
So he opens up more dominion of like, okay, you moving from restricted from eating just that to eating, you open to eat more things.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's wait,
I
what
just
did I
wonder what
say?
made him change, like, put that out there though. Like, what made him just say, like, for that food to go from plant-based foods to start eating the animals? Like, why?
I
What was the
wonder if um since the earth was covered by water, this goes back to what I was saying yesterday, if the earth was covered by water for so since the earth was covered by water for so long, if some things changed underwater on the earth that would make it like harder for them to just eat plants.
oh,
Like
like,
maybe how we got like DNA structures, maybe the plant structures changed because of the water. So
that?
when they regrew, it's just different than how it was before.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking about the soil too. Like, could have messed up, and it's gonna take a while
Yeah.
to kind of replenish. Cause, like, let's just say worms, like, they're good for the soil, and they help things grow better in the bacteria and stuff in the soil.
Yeah.
So it probably killed everything off. It's gonna take a minute to rebuild. But I'm just surprised he doesn't say anything about, like, just for like a short time. Like, he's more talking in general.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no going back.
No. I mean,
But
they probably could choose if they wanted to just stick with plants. They probably could choose to just stay with the plants. But I think he's just letting them know that if you want to eat some animals, go for it. But
uh,
I wonder how it's going to reflect in the years of their lives. And then it says, going back and reading that over, and it says, you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is its blood. So I think we're not supposed to be eating like live animals. I don't want us to
oh,
eat live animals.
girl, I don't know who's doing that.
And for your blood life, I will require a reckoning from every beast. I will require it. I will require it and from man.
I don't get what he means by that.
I think that what he's saying is from from his fellow man, from his fellow man I will require a reckoning for the life of man. So I think this is the reckoning. This is what he's saying. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. So I think he's saying he's requiring. Let's look up this word reckoning real quick. The action or process of calculating or estimating something, a person's view, opinion, or judgment, a bill or account, or its settlement. So he's requiring a judgment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm understanding. So, and the judgment is whether it's animal, whether it be a beast, or whether it be man. If you kill another man, you shall be killed by man. That's what it sounds like.
But it's not
So,
talking about the animal.
huh?
Is it Not talking about the animal now, though.
No,
Talking
says he says I require from every beast. He says from every beast I will require it, and from man. So
oh,
whether it's an animal or whether it's a person, if you kill a man, you it's bound for you to be killed by a man.
okay. And they're talking about the animal too. Like the animal kills also. I think also like treating them the same, like a person too. Like that's what I'm taking that as.
Oh,
You're saying like animal kills, then you'll be judged, and if the person kills, then you'll be judged also.
I'm
Unless I totally interpreted.
no, I don't. I think that is saying because he said he's allowing man. Because how are we gonna eat animals unless we kill them? But
Yeah.
he's saying that we shouldn't be drinking their blood or eating them alive. So I
Okay.
think it. I think the way he means it is like for man to kill an animal is okay, but for an animal to kill a man, that animal shall be killed by man. If a man were to kill another man, that man shall be killed by another man.
That's interesting.
And he's saying that because God made man in his image. So
Yeah.
to kill my image, you shall be killed by my image.
Dang, that's crazy. That's
Yeah. And then it says, you be fruitful and multiply, increase greatly on the earth and multiply in it. So then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, behold, I establish my covenant with you and your offspring after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every beast on the land, on the earth with you, as as many as came out of the ark. It is for every beast of the earth. I establish my covenant with you that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. So this is God's promise to us, to every man, to every animal, that there will never be a flood that's going to destroy the earth again. Um, and God said, this is the sign of the covenant that I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. I have set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. Oh, so I guess this is him saying that the rainbow is a sign that he's not gonna cause a flood on the earth again.
I find it interesting too, though. So if that's what's being said, but there has been floods, right?
There's been floods, but not no great flood that destroys the whole earth and drowns all creatures.
True.
I
True.
think
Not
that's the
all of them.
promise that he's making,
Okay.
that he's not going to flood the whole earth and kill all of living things. Which I feel, you know, now I feel there must be some great significance from that flood if there's a couple things that changed. He promised never to do that again. He also allowed them to eat animals.
Yeah.
So there must have been, in that process of him trying to destroy all of man, there must have been some great changes that happened on the land too, like we kept saying, that probably were detrimental to the land. Why he
Yeah.
would never do that again.
So yeah. Huh. Interesting. He basically observed the aftermath of that stuff
Mm,
and was like
mm,
second guessing his actions and was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have did it. So he held himself accountable, is what
yeah,
I'm hearing though. So
yeah,
I'm telling you that word, accountability.
yeah,
Take accountability for your actions and everything that's happening around you.
Okay. Where was I? It says,
Why is it so hard?
I think I was right here. And it says, when I bring clouds over the earth and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. I think he had to put the sign too because he knew that there was going to be some more events that was going to piss him off and be like, I want to kill all these bugs, like off, like drown them. They got to be dead. And then he was like, oh yeah, I can't do that no more.
Oh my gosh. You be just getting fed up with people's actions and behaviors, girl.
Yeah.
Shoot, that makes me feel like for a lot of us to just be like, how could somebody do something like that? Like, why are they acting like that?
Yeah.
Like, we just can't believe it. We're just like, what?
Mm. That's interesting. As that reflects, that's interesting as it reflects a piece of the Lord. That's one part of us that reflects a piece of the Lord. And I think the other part that reflects a piece of the Lord is the the negative, the sinful actions,
Of
which I
other.
think a lot of people will try to disagree. But as we keep saying, there's darkness and there's light. And so to mix darkness and light together, it's like, what do you expect? You don't expect nothing, really. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
It was like some evil doing, but also, why would you do that? You know that was wrong. You did it anyways, but why would you do that?
Yeah.
Um, then it says, yeah, so he'll remember his covenant. I'll remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. God said to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh that is on earth. And then it says Noah's descendants. So how much further? Okay. So it says, the sons of Noah who went forth from the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the people of the whole earth were dispersed. So from Noah and his sons and all of their wives, we recreated all the people. So all the people are, so we are all descendants of Noah, pretty much now. So Noah began to be a man of the soil, and he planted a vineyard. He drank of the wine and became drunk and lay uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brothers outside. Then Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and walked backwards to cover the nakedness of their father. They didn't want. They took some clothes and walked backwards so they didn't have to see him while they was trying to.
What? Girl,
That's funny.
was this was this man pass? What happened to him? Why was he?
um, he he started tending to the soil, and he planted vines, a bunch of
Yeah.
grapevines, made a whole yard and made it into wine. Drank the wine, became drunk, and he was laying there naked in his tent.
Whew. Girl, next time I gotta be inside because this heat got me doing some crazy stuff.
Okay. You
Oh my
okay?
god. Yeah, girl, it's hot now.
You need like one of them little fans that
Oh,
spritz you.
I do with the water.
Yeah.
I should have ordered that last night. Too late. Where was this idea last night?
This is the first time you were in the park.
Girl, you're right, huh?
Yeah.
And this is cooling down. My goodness.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me finish then. Let me hurry up and finish.
You're good.
So then, okay. So they took the garment and laid it on both of their shoulders and walked backwards to cover the nakedness of their father.
He was
Their
like,
faces, yeah.
I'm sorry, that visualization is kind of funny.
Yeah. That's why I was cracking up. Like, they didn't want to see none of that.
They was like, no, 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 no.
Their faces were turned backwards and they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be to his brothers." He also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant." After the flood, Noah lived another 350 years. All the days of Noah's life were 950 years, and then he died.
See, I don't like any of that, those terms, when they start talking about servants, girl. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
really
why he did
necessary.
that.
That just sounds like a whole book to some stuff later on down the line.
Like, he gave him a whole curse and everything. He said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be to his brothers."
But hold on, so he was just mad? Was he mad about what he did to him?
Which he didn't do nothing but come in and see him laying there naked and then go tell their dad. Go tell his dads. And they came and covered him.
That's ridiculous. So he was more so embarrassed, and now he literally punished him. Like, what is it? Because of his own actions. What's that word? Projection.
Oh.
Like, that's kind of what's coming. Because, like, that just didn't make any sense. That
Yeah.
they deserved a punishment. It literally didn't make no sense. We
Yeah.
understood what God was punishing people for, but this right here, this is some new territory.
Yeah.
This is like the ego speaking.
Maybe this is the beginning of the ego. Because that definitely sounds like that. Because it doesn't make sense why he would curse him when what his actions did was actually cover him
Like,
up. And
who's
then
cursing him?
he cursed him, and then he cursed him because he saw him naked and went and told people. And then he blessed the Lord, and he blessed Shem and Japheth, who are the two sons that came and covered him, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it on their shoulders and walked backwards to cover him. So he cursed the one that saw him and told, but he blessed the two that covered him. So it doesn't make sense at all. Because you wouldn't have been covered if he didn't go say something.
Yeah.
I guess unless he would have just never said nothing and covered him himself.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how that ended.
Yeah. So, and mind you, Canaan is Ham's father. No, Canaan is Ham's son. So the three sons of Noah is Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Shem and Japheth are the two that covered him. We don't know where Ham was, but Ham is the one that has the son Canaan. So Ham's son Canaan is the one that seen Noah, his granddaddy, when he told his uncles. His uncles came and covered him. So he cursed his grandson and blessed his sons by the curse that he gave his grandsons. Cursed his grandson to serve his sons.
Mm, mm, mm. And who, like, how did he even have that authority and power, honestly?
The power of your words.
Oh,
All he did was speak it.
so they were more they were more, it's not like they were literally more influenced. Like, once somebody says something, it was like they had to kind of go with it. In a sense, like,
Yeah.
go build me that house. Because somebody said it, they got to go do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense because that's what happened in the beginning when God told Adam to name all the animals and he just did it. Maybe that's our original nature, to be told to do something and to just do it.
That's interesting.
And then to be tempted by something that we're not supposed to be doing, the play on words, which I think that's what the devil did, and kind of tempted and played with words and kind of told her, convinced her to eat the apple, and she did it.
That's interesting.
The power of words.
Yeah, that's deep, actually. That's deep in that sense, like, to be in the beginning of times where they're saying, like, you don't really know any better. So it's like, if somebody tells you to do it, you know, you gotta do it. So if they tell you to do something crazy, it's like, I mean, I think if it was like crazy in a sense where it was like, killing somebody, I think they would really think about that, like, deeper, at a deeper level. Like, that don't sound right at all. But because
Yeah.
they're just kind of tedious things, like, oh, you gotta serve your brothers. Like, it doesn't sound as bad as something else or something. I don't know. But that's deep because that's your life. And you going with him saying that, you gotta serve them. Like, I'm surprised you're not second guessing that punishment.
Yeah. Well,
Or I wonder if that goes along with the elders. Like, he's an elder, so the younger folks feel like they gotta follow what the
what he
older
says.
person is saying.
Yeah. Which that makes sense too. And I feel like it was more so of like if anything that they were feeling, it was probably more like a feeling of betrayal. Like, or how am I trying to say that? I don't know how I'm trying to say that, so never
Okay.
mind.
It's all good.
But
That was
yeah.
good. That was some good reading.
hmm Well, I mean, we dug deeper into some more generations. Now we really know the power of our word. We had another reflection into darkness and light. Also, I think now too, I'm thinking about going back to what you were saying with, you know, how God's punishment and then how Noah punished them. Going back to what God said, like man's made in his image. So maybe Noah felt like he had to have that harsh punishment on him, like you said, because he was embarrassed and he didn't think about his words before he said them. Just like when um, when Noah was spoken over his life that he was going to change the outcome of humanity. Maybe God didn't completely think about that before he decided, I'm gonna flood this whole bitch. I'm gonna flood all this shit.
Language.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying to work on it.
Oh my gosh. But no, I get where you're going there though. I get it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But maybe it's a little bit of like, okay, because you feel some type of way, now you speaking off of how you feeling, and then you're looking at the aftermath of what you said and after what you said and what you've done after everything's done.
Yes, this goes with stop acting out of your emotions and act out of like, your mind, like in a
Think
thoughtful
before you
process
speak.
way,
Yeah.
right? That
Mm-hmm.
definitely feel like people definitely need to stop acting out of anger, fear, you know, sadness, and just kind of,
Jealousy
yeah,
or envy.
jealousy, envy, ego, and act from your higher self, a
Yeah.
higher version of yourself. Like process, process everything first, and then, express yourself in a respectful way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big lesson right there. Honestly, to get anything out of that, that'd be that whole lesson right there. Like, boom.
Yeah. So I think it's worth saying before we continue because the next
Girl,
chapter
I think our
is,
life ends soon. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to get into the next chapter, but I'm just going to say this real quick. The next chapter is the 10th chapter, and there's a total of 50 chapters in the book of Genesis.
mm,
So this will be really interesting. But yeah.
okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right,
That's the end of the first week. This was fun.
that
We
was.
got through we got through 1 through 9 chapters. We learned a lot.
We did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
lessons, a lot of things that even God learned himself.
Yeah. So
Everything.
excited for next week. Come back and make sure you tune in every Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And that ends this live. Who's going to start the prayer? Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. Divine Father and Mother, thank you for this word. Thank you for the spiritual food. Thank you for fulfilling our mind, body, and soul with the lessons of Noah and his sons and the ark. Now we have a better understanding of the rainbow and this representation and this meaning, um, beyond what our culture says it is, beyond what pride says it is. Thank you, Lord, for just clarifying some things with the power of our words, with thinking before we speak, and really just delivering lessons, lessons to not only just us, but all that sit here and read your word and listen to your word and process your word and really truly have that desire to get closer to you. Lord, I pray that you continue to plant good seeds on good ground, and produce thriving souls for your body in Christ. You got anything?
Yeah, I would say to help the people who are acting out of, what we talked about during the lesson, speaking out of, pain, envy, jealousy, fear, you know, or projecting their own, feelings onto somebody else. But communicating to another person out of that, like teach them not to do that, teach them to reflect, be mindful of what they say to another person and process their own emotions in that moment. Um, and also, um, and also to help people to trust their intuition, trust how their body feels when they are around an environment, people, or information, um, so that they can be aware of what is good for them and what is bad for them based on their intuition, based on how their body is reacting to that stuff. Um, but yeah, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, universe.
Amen. And thank you, everybody that popped in and viewed even for a second. Like, we thank you for being here and joining us. We would truly love if you guys start sharing this stuff with people who want to, grow and learn in the word of the Lord.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Bye,
Until
guys.
next time, we'll see you Monday.
Bye. Have a good weekend.